Onyeoma by name, a relationship blogger. So for today's video, I will be sharing some tips on how to keep your relationship going. So guess what? You see, sometimes I've had maybe people ask me things like, hey Vicky, how do we really keep our relationship? Share some tips maybe about your relationship and how to really skyrocket that level of love to the very dream you ever wanted it. So guess what? I have a good news for you. This video is actually for you. Yeah, so just stay glued to the video, okay? Yes, okay. Let's dive in properly for today's business. Yeah, you see, relationship can be difficult and most times stressful for some people, especially when it has to do with maybe young folks, you get, or maybe combining, maybe take for instance you're new to dating, or you see, at that point I think you've not really figured out what you want. Yes, because at that point you're more or less like in a kind of, you're in the state of the dilemma, you get. So I think I have a rhetorical question for you, but the bottom line is, what do you really want? Yes, that's just a question each and everyone we need to really ask ourselves before even settling into any relationship or so. Just deep down, digest that question. What do you really want? So as an individual, I would just leave you to your conscience to really answer that question before you could now maybe think of going into a relationship. Now, so you see, there are some things that really helps, or more or less like some tips. Okay, there's this question I really want to throw in. What does a healthy relationship looks like? Yeah, what does a healthy relationship really looks like? Or are you more or less like, are you breeding a healthy, or you're harboring an unhealthy relationship? So you see, the bottom line there's no right or wrong answer to this question. Yeah, the thing is, every relationship differs, and note, what works for one person might not really work for you if not properly applied. Yeah, you get. So the thing is just that there are some essential things, some basic things that really keeps a relationship moving. Yeah, you get. So ranging from trust, respect, or maybe honesty. Yeah, you see, these things are more or less like infinitesimal things that don't really, maybe people as like we young folks, we tend to more or less like we overlook some things, but the bottom line there is, it really matters. Yes, it really matters. And note, when we talk of trust, we're talking of building this level. There's this level of confidence built on trust, you get. I think that can really it's like more or less, it goes a long way in really skyrocketing that your level of relationship. Yeah, you get. So maybe, what does an unhealthy relationship look like? Yeah, of course, I've said something about a healthy relationship earlier. Let's also dive into an unhealthy relationship. Yeah, you see, there are some key things we really need to watch out for, especially we young folks. There's some things we really need to watch out for. Yes, okay. What are some signs of unhealthy relationship? Yeah, I would take for instance, okay, yeah, another thing is what? Abuse. Yes, you see, abuse is one of the major things, more or less like a red flag. Yes, a red flag. So you should watch out for. And when we talk of abuse, you see, when we talk of unhealthy relationship, there's some signs, more or less, yeah, there's some signs of unhealthy relationship which you really need to watch out for. Yes, you get. Okay, you see, the thing is, knowing the signs of a good and healthy relationship, knowing the signs of unhealthy relationship, you see, it can really save you a lot of heartbreak. Yes, and we young folks, I notice most recent times we hear people say that, oh, he broke my heart, she broke my heart. No. If only we could just deep down watch out for these signs, I think it will really go a long way in really building this our conscience, because relationship is something one could not really, you can't just wake up one morning and do. No, it takes time. Yes, it takes some gradual processes, you get. So you see, when we talk of abuse, yeah, when I talk of abuse, I mean not just physical abuse, no, I mean abuse all around, maybe emotional abuse, psychological abuse, and mental abuse, and what have you. So you see, these are some things we really need to work out for. Yeah, okay. Let me bring it down to our level now. You see, trying to control you, or make, when an individual tries to control you, yes, or maybe make you do things that, or maybe under normal circumstances you don't really feel like doing something of that nature. Yes, I think that is more or less like a symptom, or more or less like a symbol. Yes, a red flag. Just really, you need to watch out for it. Yeah. You see, another thing is just that you really need to find out whether you're into a healthy or unhealthy relationship. I believe no one should treat you the way you don't really want to. Yes, I believe nothing can really happen to you except without your permission. You really need to permit some things. And mind you, anytime you're noticing this red flags, like I say, signs of this unhealthy relationship, the best thing for you to do is just to end things with that person peacefully. Yes, end things with that person peacefully. Yeah, you see, I really want to chip in some things. Yeah, chip in some things. Now, what are the little things that matters in a relationship? Yeah, you see, there's some basic things there's some these minute things that maybe we take for granted. Yes, I'm talking to this, yeah, at this point I think I'm talking to those folks that are really in love. You see, honestly, I stand to be corrected. You see, love is a beautiful thing. What I mean, I'm like, wow, it's really amazing when you're with the right person. You get. So now let's keep watching. Yeah, you see, some little things that matters in relationship. I really want to lay emphasis on some points. The first point I want to lay emphasis on is what? The value of appreciation. Yes, take it down, digest it. The value of appreciation. Yeah, you see, all these little things we really take for granted. Honestly, it goes a long way. Like, it really goes a long way. Okay, take for instance, we should really learn how to appreciate our partner. Because like these little things, okay, maybe our partner buys us, maybe he buys you a new car, or he made reservation for two, or maybe birthday gifts, or maybe anything surprise, anything lovely. You see, it's now left for we to show gratification. Yes, or like that sign. Okay, maybe something like oh baby, I love this, you're the best. Oh, it's amazing. You see, all these little things, honestly, we things we shouldn't ordinary, we should not really take for granted. You see, that when once, even there's this Igbo adage that says ekele dike na komere your mekwozo. So you see, that justifies it all. Honestly, it justifies it all, because appreciation, it sends the signals that, oh yes, she is really appreciative. And you see, your partner will even be moved to buy you something nice, something more beautiful than the previous ones. So you see, as we young folks, we should just maybe learn to, or more or less like cultivate that habit of constantly showing appreciation. Yes, I think it will go a long way. Yeah, you see, another cogent point here I want to lay emphasis on is communication. Yes, you see, recent times, especially here in Africa as a whole, you see, I noticed that the level of divorce between marriages, it's more or less like it's gradually skyrocketed. Honestly, more or less like, if there could be maybe proper dialogue between the male folk and the female folk beforehand, I think all these things, it couldn't have led to that divorce. A situation whereby, okay, fine, your partner maybe offends you, or he did something deep down you don't really like, I think it's left for you as two matured people, in quotes, two matured people. I think it's left for you to maybe just walk up to him, or more or less like you sit him down, you sit her down, you be like, oh baby, what you really did, I don't really like it. Honestly, I don't really like it. Then if you're the kind of person that you have an understanding partner, I think deep down, courtesy demands what? You ought to apologize to what? To that your partner. Yes, you see, and mind you, there's a way we correct. Yes, there's a way we correct. I would strongly advise what? We are to criticize, but what? Constructively criticize. Yes, not really rubbing it directly to the person's face. No, that's very, very bad. Honestly, there's a way we need to, there's a way we have to like maybe correct somebody, and deep down the person will honestly, he will feel remorse. He or she will feel that remorse of like, what I did initially was not really good. So you see, all these infinitesimal things, it's honestly, it goes a long way in really, really building our relationship level. So I think with this little thing I've really said, I know if properly applied, I think it can really, really help you skyrocket that bond, that unity. You see, honestly, love is a beautiful thing. Yes, it's more or less like one of the amazing gifts given to us by mankind. So you see, God is really, really love. Yes, God is beautiful, God is love. Above all, we should learn to always do things together, or let's say pray together with your with your partner. Yes, even there's this popular adage that says a family that prays together stays together. So I think with these little tips I've given you, I hope you would be able to maybe draft out some key points that will help you, help your partner, and build this love. Together, I know we can heal broken hearts. Together, I know we can heal those wounds. Bond that, keep that unity. There is unity in togetherness. So I believe that God Almighty will always continue to help us, to give us that grace to keep loving. Okay, so at this juncture I take a bow, and please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you on my next video. Bye bye.